Hi friends! Today on Asian Food Nerd, Stories Behind Food Brands, we're going to explore the inner workings and origin of such a popular YouTuber by answering these 3 questions. Number 1. Who is the notorious MrBeast? Number 2. How a YouTuber can build an audience, brand, and become an influencer themselves. Number 3. How do YouTubers create product extensions? Let's get into it. Ever heard of a YouTuber who created a real-life Squid Game where you could win $460,000? How about one that recreated a full-blown Willy-Wonka's chocolate factory just to give it away? Or perhaps a YouTuber that simply gave away a $100,000 diamond? If you guessed MrBeast, you would be totally correct. You may know him from his bizarrely expensive stunt videos that he creates on the platform. But who is he really? You may have recently seen that a new burger joint opened up in New Jersey, one that caught all of the viral news sites' eyes, MrBeast Burgers. This event was bursting with vitality. People queued for hours to get a chance to enter the store to get a burger. But perhaps you found yourself asking, who is MrBeast really? And why is he so prominent? Today, we are going to explore the man behind the brand and see how he got to where he is today. Jimmy Donaldson is the name, and philanthropy is his game. Aged only 24 years old, Jimmy, MrBeast, was born in Wichita, Kansas in the United States in 1998. He is currently the 5th most subscribed channel on the platform in the world, with a whopping 104 million subscribers on his main channel, boasting over 17 billion views on his most viewed video. This kind of audience on such an influential platform is truly inspiring. Known as the pioneer of viral philanthropy, Jimmy grew in popularity in 2016 and 2017 when he tipped his toe into the world of stunts. Forbes has since evaluated that his net worth is currently sitting at $54 million. However, MrBeast was not always so popular. So how did he rise to this status? And from there, how did he go from stunt videos to burgers? We're going to jump right into it. MrBeast posted his very first video when he was a mere 13 years old back in 2012. He initially started off with gaming content, similar to other famous YouTubers like PewDiePie. However, it took a while for his channel to grow in this niche. So, like every successful person, he evaluated and readjusted. He then started critiquing other YouTubers' intros. That then evolved into his collaboration with PewDiePie. This famous YouTuber was being mocked and called out on the platform in 2014 and 2015. And so, Jimmy, MrBeast, rose to the occasion, posting videos in his defense through doing some crazy stunts. This then led to MrBeast increasing his following triple-fold. It took him a whole 3 years to gain just 2,000 subscribers initially. So, what did he do to increase that to 104 million? Well, he realized that many people enjoyed his extreme philanthropic stunts, where he would simply just give exorbitant amounts of money away, or invite fans to participate in crazy dashes for merchandise. This is where his following started to skyrocket. People were obsessed with his generous yet quirky ideas and wanted to either be a part of it or just watch it. The thrill was everything. So, how did he grow his audience? This is a question worth exploring for sure. MrBeast was innovative and decided to branch off of his original channel, creating sub-channels that allowed him to reach a wider audience. These included MrBeast Shorts, MrBeast Gaming, Best Reacts, and Beast Philanthropy, which not only refined the content subscribers could watch, but he also produces all his videos for these channels in multiple international languages, which in turn helps him to reach even further into the great abyss of the World Wide Web. Once he had successfully established his brand as MrBeast with his extreme philanthropic stunts, he was able to grow his audience as far as his imagination could carry him. And of course, naturally, the larger your audience, the more influence you tend to grow amongst a community. How does he make money? You may be questioning how he makes money though, especially considering that he gives so much of it away. Thanks to him growing his brand and audience the way he has cleverly partnered with AdSense, adding adverts to his videos. In addition to this, as his brand and popularity grew, he began to be approached by bigger brands for product placement. How this works is essentially a brand will pay you for featuring their products in your video, either passively or actively. The longer you use the product in your video, the bigger the payout. Naturally, the more famous he became, the higher the pay for featuring a product. Remember, viewers are very easily influenced when they admire someone, with aspirations to be similar in some way. Not only did MrBeast explore this passive source of income, he also began to venture off into merchandise and food. Soon enough, his fans were walking around with MrBeast branded sweaters and shirts. This created a mass of extra revenue. He also ventured into the world of chocolate, creating his Feastable brand of chocolates that went viral. This created a segue into the burger industry that skyrocketed further than he could have ever expected. But before we get into that, there's an important note to take notice of. MrBeast was and is never afraid of making a loss. Now, you may be thinking that this sounds crazy, but hear us out. Research has shown that where MrBeast may have made a monetary loss in a venture, such as his chocolates for example, he did this by simply giving away masses of his branded chocolate to the public. Through this, he was able to reach a greater audience and grow his fan base, which in turn actually increases his revenue. So, counterintuitive logic can definitely be sound under certain circumstances. So let's get back to his burger business. MrBeast took advantage of a trend that began just prior to the COVID-19 pandemic: ghost kitchens. If you're new to this idea, it's an extremely clever model of business. Essentially, restaurant kitchens exist where you can only order takeaway from. These kitchens are used by multiple brands, allowing collaborative cooking to take place under one roof, cutting down overhead costs and keeping customers happy. So, keeping this in mind, you can start to understand why these kitchens grew in popularity during the pandemic. Just how people were moving out of the cities to pay less rent whilst they worked from home, restaurants downsized into ghost kitchens, providing their delicious foods to their customers without all the bells and whistles of having a brick-and-mortar store in essence. So, MrBeast jumped on this bandwagon, opening up 300 locations across the United States, where he sold Beast Burgers. It would be an understatement to say it was successful. He incentivized patrons and fans through giving away random prizes ranging from cash to Apple products. Safe to say, people were beside themselves with excitement. Of course, this excitement became closely affiliated with the brand of MrBeast. So much so that he was able to extend his franchises into Europe, growing up to 1,000 locations. This insane amount of support and fame brought MrBeast to the idea of opening up a physical store in September 2022. Safe to say, it was a viral success. People from across the country ventured to the restaurant for the experience. This brings us back to the idea of having an audience. How does a YouTuber extend themselves into other related products? In MrBeast's case, it was a matter of growing an audience. Once he was able to grow his audience, he gained a large group of people's attention, which can be understood as the new currency. He essentially created a platform to venture off into other forms of business with the understanding that his audience would follow suit, which is what they did. Choosing broad products as well, such as clothing, chocolate, and burgers, was also a great step. It allowed for a larger audience to be involved and intrigued by what he was doing. Using more generic products as a simple cheeseburger can often appeal better to a larger crowd. Thanks for taking the time to stay with us until the end. What are the 3 things we learned? Number 1. Be obsessed with being the best. On an interview with a YouTube channel, Colin and Samir, MrBeast talks about his total devotion to being the best. MrBeast would constantly look at his YouTube analytics so that he can improve his metrics such as click-through rate and retention. He would also be obsessed with having the best thumbnails and titles. Number 2. A YouTuber should focus on audience growth. Once you have the coveted eyeballs, then talent agents can bring you brand deals to monetize. MrBeast's talent agent is Reed Dutcher, CEO and founder of Night Media. Number 3. As a creator, you need to equip yourself with the best tools. We suggest you check out Colin and Samir, a great YouTube channel on providing tools and advice, also with inspirational stories for creators. Also, check out vidIQ's YouTube channel. We use this software tool for our keyword research. Thanks for joining us today at Asian Food Nerd. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss our next video. Don't forget to also leave a comment in the comment section below of which YouTubers or food influencers you would like us to cover next. Until next time, Asian Food Nerd, the stories behind food brands.